Hi, my name is Jen Banks of Banks Canine Solutions. I'm a dog trainer located in Fitchburg, Massachusetts. If you'd like to learn more about the services that I offer, go ahead and visit my website, bankscaninesolutions.com. In this video, I'd like to talk about handling your puppy. So by puppy, I mean anything under 16 weeks, and handling them to prepare them for real life situations like nail clipping, ear cleaning, brushing the teeth, removing a tick, treating an injury, whatever. Situations that could potentially be scary for your dog. So before we have to do anything really invasive with the dog, we want to practice making sure that they accept us grabbing them in kind of funny ways. Again, I want to do this before my puppy's uncomfortable, so I want to make sure I can look in my dog's ears before I have to treat an ear infection where the ear is really inflamed and uncomfortable. I want to make sure I handle my puppy's feet a lot before I clip the nails and potentially have a scary experience. So I've got my two dogs here today. This is Moon Pie. She is not a puppy. She is going to be about a year old. And then I've got Bomba here, who's grumpy and 4. And I'm going to do most of the handling with her because she's a little bit more wiggly. But keep in mind, she's a year old. She's going to be much more still than your puppy is. And I'm going to be doing things with her a lot longer than you necessarily want to do with your puppy. With a puppy, you want to keep things short and sweet, right? Good girl. Before trying any of these exercises, you do want to make sure that you can grab your puppy's collar without them trying to bite you or being scared. And I do have a whole video on that called dealing with biting with puppies, and I can post that somewhere. Come here, good girl. So I want to make sure that I can grab my puppy and have her be relatively calm before I do anything else. This is not calm. She is mouthing my hand and being naughty because she knows she's on camera. So I'm going to use the collar to kind of tell her to knock it off, and I'm also going to remove my hand. I do not use food for this. Ultimately, what I want my dog to learn is if I put my hands on them, I need them to be still, right? I don't want them to be afraid. But I need them to be still so that I can do whatever I'm going to do, whether it's removing a tick, clipping nails, getting something out of the eye, whatever. And that starts with the collar grabs. I don't use food because food usually makes dogs not still. They're trying to get the food and they're really excited about it, and it kind of gives a whole different impression about handling than what I really want. I will later use food when I'm actually starting to clip nails. I have another whole video series on that you can check out. But for now, all I want to do is make sure I can grab the various parts of my dog without her freaking out. If you have an older dog who is already having issues with being touched, this is not the approach for you, right? So if you have a dog who, and I mean over 4 months old, you have a dog who you grab their foot and they try to bite you, there's a whole different approach to training when it comes to stuff like that. So this is for otherwise friendly puppy who's just really wiggly and crazy when you grab them. So what I use as a reward instead of food is letting them go. Generally, you grab a dog's foot and they pull it away because they want you to let go. I want my dog to learn that if they struggle, they're not going to get what they want. That's really important because ultimately when they're in pain, they're going to want to struggle and get out of it, and sometimes that can be the worst thing for them. So I want them to understand if I'm grabbing you and holding you and you're calm, I'll let you go. That is a reward. Freedom. Freedom's a reward, right? So as long as she understands this very well, because I've taught it to her since I brought her home at 8 weeks, but I've taught her if I'm holding you, don't even bother trying to struggle and wiggle out of it because I'm not going to let you. And then when you're nice and calm, I'll let you go. For a puppy, you might be looking at like 2 seconds of them being calm before you let them go. Again, she's an older dog, so I can get away with a lot longer. She's got more of an attention span. But for puppies, you want to keep this short and sweet. And the first few times you do it, I would do it while they're already tired and maybe even half asleep. Like if you're hanging out on the ground with them, patting them, and they're really calm, or they're sitting on the couch with you and they're really calm, this is a great time to start practicing these exercises and then ultimately practicing them when they're wide awake and really wiggly. So again, like I said, it starts with the collar grab, and watch that video to make sure you know how to do it. From there, once I can grab my dog's collar, I'm just going to quickly kind of look in the ears and maybe rub them a little bit and then look in the next ear. I don't want to just like grab my puppy, right? Because that's not pleasant. So I might be kind of patting and then sneak in, oh, let me look in that ear. Good girl. That was very nice. And then I'll look in the other ear. Oh, good girl. You can even take like a towel or a paper towel or a tissue, wrap it around your finger and rub in their ear. They actually really like it. And this is basically ear cleaning. You don't like it though, huh? She's like, no, get it out of my ear. You naughty, naughty. The other thing I like to do is I like to teach a muzzle grab. Let me turn her around. Come here, baby. So for her, she knows that if I grab her muzzle, she should be still. Good girl, right? So see how she struggled there? I waited until she was calm and then I let her go. All right, and I'm praising her, but I'm trying to keep it a little bit quiet. When I do this, I don't just go to her face and grab it, because then she's naughty, right? So I might be patting under the chin and just kind of subtly slip my hand over the muzzle and then let her go. And I'm keeping it quick. I'm not trying to hold her muzzle closed because that's going to make her panic. So I'm just very lightly holding her muzzle. Good girl. Stop. You need to stop. And then I might just kind of lift her lips up real quick. Oh, look at those beautiful teeth. Oh, I know. Are you done? Good girl. And I might also just lift her mouth up. Again, with your brand new puppy, you might not do all of this in one session. You might, for the first few days, just get your puppy really comfortable with their face being touched and rubbed without biting you. The other thing I do a lot of, spin you around, is I'll hold the collar and then I'll pick up a foot. And what I'm going to do is the hand that's on her collar is going to keep her from biting me. I do not want her teeth to touch my skin because then she's biting me, and even if it doesn't hurt, it's fun for her. And ultimately, I'm going to be clipping these nails. So if she's putting her mouth all over the hand that's holding her paw, I'm going to be getting her tongue on my Dremel or in my nail clippers. So all I want is for her to be still for a second, and then I let her go. Again, I held that for a long time. You're not doing it that long with your puppy. You're going to hold them. They may struggle and be a little naughty, and then eventually they're going to be calm, and you're going to teach them that if they're calm, you let them go. And I do this over and over with all 4 feet. And as the puppy understands, oh, okay, if I don't move, you'll let me go, then I might hold the foot longer and give each toe a little wiggle, right? And I also want to grab the tail and pull the tail up to make sure she's not too shy with that. Good girl, baby. Come here. Ugh. The very last thing I like to teach a puppy is to accept being flipped over so I can look at their belly. This has nothing to do with dominance. I live in an area with a lot of ticks, so every time we come inside, I need my dogs to roll over on their belly so I can check for ticks. You can teach it with food. I prefer not to. Again, because I want them calm. I don't want them like rolling all the way over. I just want them to calmly flip over so I can see their belly. But it would also come in handy if you have a dog who's got a mat under their belly and you need to get it out, or if they've got some sort of injury. So for my dog, she knows how to lie down, but your puppy probably doesn't. So what I'm going to do, I'm sitting on the ground and I've got my legs out, my dog facing me, and I'm going to grab her underneath her armpits, and I'm going to flip her over. Good girl. And then I'm going to hold under her elbows. All right? I don't want to hold here. I don't want to hold here because your naughty puppy's going to bite you. That's what she did the first time. She's being very lovely for me right now. But in the beginning, your puppy's going to scream and struggle, and you need to teach them. I'm going to hold on nice and tight, might squeeze with the legs, squeeze with the arms, and then as soon as you're calm, I relax, and then once you're nice and relaxed so I don't have to hold you anymore, I say, okay, and I let her up. But now is not crazy time, right? So I actually have my hand in her collar. I don't want her to get up and think it's playtime. I want to get up and have her just be still and nice and calm. I also don't want to let her run away from me. I just want her just like she is. That was very nice. Good girl. So that is pretty much all I have to say on handling. You should be practicing this with your puppies very frequently. Looking in the ears, grabbing the tail, grabbing the muzzle, opening the mouth, grabbing the paws, wiggling the toes, flipping them over so you can touch their belly. And I hope that you find this helpful and that it helps your puppies. Bye for now, guys.